Webster's defines vital as indispensable to life. CEG is vital to the Capital Region. Our business is business. Our benchmark is jobs. We strive to retain businesses in the Capital Region by the application of modern principles of technology and by the support of modern principles and practices of management. We strive to attract businesses to our region through an effective marketing program. During this past year, I was pleased to see the successful merger of the CEG and the Technology Development Council completed. That makes our programs just that much more effective. During the year, we effectively used our brokerage capabilities. Brokerage in the sense that we were able to bring the parties together to see the creation and facilitate the creation of an airport authority, to see to it that 3 communities, Albany, Troy, and Schenectady, all cooperated together to be designated enterprise communities. We've been pleased during the past year to serve as the Secretariat to the legislative delegation. Their successes have assured that the tax dollars that our Capital Region taxpayers invest in the state of New York are returned to our region. That is a source of great satisfaction to us. It's something our region has not in the past had. We continue to measure our successes by outcomes, not on activities. And continuing our cooperation with economic development agencies at the local level, with state agencies, we look forward to participating in what we foresee to be an improving national economy. We want our fair share.
CEG continues to evolve. We now have the necessary staff, resources, and membership to produce the highest return on investment from our economic development programs. We have broadened our outreach to client companies with new offices in Queensbury, the addition of new field agents, and by managing external resources to study the medical device industry and to identify and apply for funds to develop and commercialize new technologies. We have expanded our outreach in other areas as well. We have added a Capital Region worldwide website to expand our marketing to cyberspace. We have expanded our international trade development efforts to include Brazil as well as Mexico. And just this quarter, our economic forecast unveiled the Capital Region's first Consumer Confidence Survey, all in keeping with CEG's ongoing commitment to serve the needs of the region's business community. This expansion of program areas has helped to increase membership by 12%. Our new members represent professional service providers, manufacturers, local governments, and financial institutions. CEG is leaner, stronger, and more focused as a result of intense self-examination. Our members, the companies we assist, and the economy of the Capital Region are the beneficiaries of this process.
Last year, we made some very significant changes in the Technology Council of CEG, trying to build on the really wonderful work that Stan Landgraf and his colleagues had done during the past decade or so. Today, the Tech Council is very much more tightly integrated into the operation of CEG by having a number of people active in the Technology Council work become members of the Executive Board of CEG, as well as Jeff Lawrence, also becoming a member of the Executive Board. The Technology Council itself continues its operation as a committee of CEG, and all of the people active in that work previously, we hope will remain active. They can join the board of CEG if they wish. The Tech Council is going to continue the excellent work working with small startup venture companies through the various business consulting activities, through volunteer activities, and we really have learned to do that job reasonably well in this area, but there is always, of course, room for improvements. In the future, we're going to have to look at new things that need to be done in the area. One is to help these small companies that have now gotten a good start and have launched their businesses learn how to grow to be big businesses. And second, because of all the downsizing in many large firms in the area, we've got to learn how to help the people get into new businesses that are the ones that are leaving these large firms. So I think our situation is very simple, namely, we're going to continue and continuously improve work we've done in the past with small entrepreneurial businesses, and we're going to address some new challenges that we hope will add to the economic development of the area.
All Technology Council programs share the same goal, to help Capital Region companies prosper. The Tech Council achieves this with programs that improve manufacturing processes, encourage and support innovative technology commercialization, and help companies enter emerging global markets. Our programs are successful because we provide one-on-one assistance inside the company, identifying the problems or opportunities, dedicating staff and volunteer consultants to find the best solutions. In the past year, the Tech Council has provided assistance to more than 250 companies, and the results of this assistance can be seen throughout the Capital Region. Through our ISO 9000 registration program, we have the first plastics thermoforming company in the nation, Kintz Plastics, to be designated with the ISO 9000 certification. 2 other companies have also received their certification through the Tech Council program, and 7 others are currently in process. Our efforts to help companies bring new technologies to the marketplace has resulted in 11 companies receiving $6.5 million in technology commercialization funding. Several longtime Tech Council clients, such as Fortitech and X-Ray Optical System, are expanding their plants and their workforces. And a number of new client companies, such as Adirondack Window Manufacturing and Jarin Aerospace, have taken giant steps forward in reaching growth-oriented goals for their companies. Prosperous companies grow, and the surest way to create jobs in the region is to grow our own companies.
9 months ago, Adirondack Manufacturing Corporation went to the CEG with an idea, and that idea was a company to build new construction, architectural, and replacement windows and doors. Through the CEG assistance, we were able to develop a plan to roll out the manufacturing process. A key element of this plan was the use of a volunteer consultant, Bert Klein, to help us through the process. Currently, our company has 10 employees, and we anticipate having 30 by the end of 1996. With CEG's assistance, we were able to get Adirondack Manufacturing Corporation up and running on a shorter time frame than we could have otherwise, and we're looking forward to a prosperous 96 and growth in the Capital Region.
X-Ray Optical Systems is a 4-year-old company founded here in the Capital Region to make use of some research which was ongoing at the University at Albany. We've been working with the Tech Council, and they've helped us for a number of things, including helping us find experts on local business issues as consultants, helping us understand how to obtain development funding, which has totaled more than $3.5 million so far, and helping us establish a technology commercialization board as we moved into commercialization. This is a team of senior managers who are more experienced than we could have assembled ourselves, and their advice has helped us in things like our hiring process as we've grown, including hiring our first salesperson, bringing on a manufacturing manager, and a director of R&D. Probably most critical has been the advice they've given us on where the priorities ought to be for management, where we have to focus our effort.
Comfortex is a manufacturer of window covering products. Specifically, we make honeycomb fabric for the international window treatment marketplace. Now, most of what we do here is assemble the fabric into finished shades for the American marketplace. But we recognize that there's a great potential for worldwide distribution of our product. We don't maintain a full-time staff to deal with export opportunities, and that's where the Center for Economic Growth comes in as a real important resource to us. We've been concentrating on the European theater of opportunity, but recently the center's come in and opened our eyes to opportunities in South America. As we speak, we have an executive in Brazil who's participating in a trade mission which is sponsored with the help of the Center for Economic Growth. And although it's a little early to talk about the success of that mission, we have high hopes that the opportunities that were brought forth to us will pay off in sales for the company in years to come.
Business advisory committees, or BACs as they are often called, are groupings of professional volunteers who offer their services in specific areas of business to the companies that are members of the CEG or other companies that express an interest, and they are provided with help in a couple of different ways. One is that the various BACs run a series of seminars each year. For example, this year the BAC Legal is providing 10 seminars on 10 different legal topics. These are announced to the companies that may have an interest. They would attend the seminars, they would have an opportunity to listen to a presentation, and then to ask questions either during the conference or privately when the conference is concluded. Last year, for example, the BAC Legal and the other committees actually had participation from 125 companies in this manner.
The Software Executive Network is an important program toward meeting the Center for Economic Growth goal of helping to nurture and grow the region's software companies. From the example set by the Manufacturing Chief Executive Network, we knew that we would see benefits from the exchange of ideas and cooperative problem solving that would come out of the Software Executives Network. Already in the few months since the networking group was formed, we've seen tangible outcome. For example, an area high-growth software company that attracted a top-quality CEO directly from contacts made at a network meeting. There's no doubt that the Software Executive Network benefits from the CEG affiliation, just as other affiliated organizations, such as the Manufacturing Chief Executive Network and the World Trade Council do. For example, the close working relationship allows for instant access to the many resources that the CEG Technology Council can bring to a company.
Regional marketing is the most effective way to promote business and to attract new business. This area has a significant amount of assets, but all of those assets aren't located in one given piece of geography. So when we look at the ability of that and we recognize the fact that the economic viability of several counties are intertwined, then the best way to look at the prospect of economic development is to look at larger geographies and then try and get those communities on a regionalized basis to work together to share in the benefits of growing business in the geography. We at Niagara Mohawk believe that. Certainly we have a pretty large service territory, but beyond that we've seen the direct benefits of that, and we've seen the ability to take our efforts and combine them on a partnership basis with other economic development efforts. Most specifically here with the Center for Economic Growth, we have done quite a bit of work in terms of market research, developing brochures, and we expect to be doing that long into the future. We hope to expand our markets outside of New York State. We're doing a lot of work in Canada, and we just feel that on the whole, it's the way to go.
As a result of an improving national economy and changes in our state's administration, the Capital Region has received higher quality business relocation and expansion prospects than we have in many years. Most notably in manufacturing industries and companies interested in cross-border expansions from Canada. CEG has worked closely this year with the Niagara Mohawk Power Corporation and state and regional DED offices and our individual local economic developers to respond as a team to these prospects. As a result, the Capital Region is currently a strong contender for several significant expansion projects. We anticipate a site decision on at least 2 of these in the near future. Some of the expansions and relocations that have already been announced include new back office jobs for the MetLife Data Center. This is a project we worked on 3 years ago and continue to support. MetLife will consolidate jobs, perhaps up to 275 jobs, from 3 locations in the country to the Rensselaer facility by mid-1996. Prentice Hall Publishing will also increase their presence in the region with the lease of approximately 30,000 square feet of prime space in downtown Albany and the addition of new jobs. And the Northeast Retail Lumber Association selected the Capital Region for their new headquarters and training facility, currently under construction in North Greenbush. The nature of this project will not only bring new jobs to the region, but will also produce direct spin-off business for area hotels, restaurants, and suppliers. While we work diligently to bring new companies to the region and to retain those already located here, we can't always prevent the loss of existing jobs. Despite our best efforts to convince them otherwise, both Travelers and CNA Insurance announced downsizing in the region. Several manufacturers also announced layoffs and closures. When this happens, and if we cannot change the company's decision, we try to utilize the assets these companies leave behind to our advantage. Assets such as a skilled workforce or a usable site. Marketing these assets has helped us to attract new jobs. For instance, with our assistance, Kendall Sheridan, a medical device manufacturer in Washington County, moved a catheter manufacturing division from Utah to their plant in Argyle. Part of our initial presentation to the company included information on the downsizing of another medical device manufacturer in the immediate area and the compatibility of those workforces based on skills and wage rates. The Kendall Sheridan expansion will create new medical device manufacturing jobs and, perhaps more importantly, improve the long-term viability of the Argyle plant. This region is capable of providing the foundation upon which companies can achieve economic prosperity, creating new jobs and a secure future for Capital Region residents. Each member of the regional marketing team is dedicated to this purpose and continually strives to improve the delivery of our services and the presentation of our product, New York's Capital Region.
The challenges and opportunities facing the Capital Region are more far-reaching and complex than any one government, private business, or citizen could be expected to address. With our broad cross-section of public and private sector support, CEG is uniquely positioned to focus the energy and resources from throughout the region necessary to address these issues. We all need to think strategically and act regionally, make decisions about our economy based on research and the reality of our situation, not on what we've done in the past or what we think is politically expedient. The most economically successful and competitive communities in the country, those places who are gaining our companies, our jobs, and our wealth, act regionally. If the Capital Region is to realize its fullest economic potential, the members of CEG must lead the charge in advocating regional solutions.
We think it's critically important, and that's why we're together, that the legislative delegation just show the bipartisan support that relates to improving primarily the economy, the New York business climate in this area. That's our primary focus, and we've worked on that together. And I think we've had some great successes, Ron.
Yes, we have. The legislative delegation in the Capital District has done some good things, and it's a bipartisan effort. Of course, since Joe Bruno has been elected majority leader, it has made a difference, of course. Before, we were both lowly legislators, and now Joe is the majority leader, and that's made a big difference in our delegation. And we've done some good things. The airport redevelopment here in the Capital District at Albany is going along very, very well with new impetus with this year's state budget. That's been very, very good and very helpful. The latest moves that Senator Bruno announced, maintaining jobs, state jobs here in the Capital District region is critically important and something we as a delegation and Joe and I have worked on together in a bipartisan spirit, and we intend to maintain that effort and that dialogue together.
Yeah. And Ron, the fact that you're ranking and on your Ways and Means Committee, and in that House you make a big impact, and everybody knows that for any good thing to happen, it takes really both houses. And I really think that's been the secret to our success, that we have been able to put partisanship aside in some of these difficult issues when it comes to targeting. And we've got some great potential. We've had some big wins, as you mentioned, with the airport, with the Sterling site, and with the people staying around here instead of moving around. Some of the future projects are exciting, like the waterfront.
Yes.
And you've related to that, I know, here in Albany and Troy.
And the entire Capital District is surrounded by water, and it's about time we devoted some resources to redeveloping that waterfront. And our delegation, I think, will be critical to that effort, particularly when government at all levels is downsizing. The importance of our staying together as a team, legislatively, in this district, regardless of party, working together in unity and harmony is critically important, Joe.
It's been effective in the past, and it's going to be effective in the future.
Now, we're all aware urban centers are the heart of the Capital Region and are facing especially difficult social and economic issues. You know, when the federal government made funds available to help cities address these issues, the Center for Economic Growth led the way
in developing a regional application to have the cities of Albany, Schenectady, and Troy designated as a federal enterprise community. You know, this unique regional application outlined was successful in securing $3 million in federal grants to be shared equally by the 3 cities. The significant level of this funding and the other incentives that are part of the enterprise community designation will have a meaningful and very lasting impact on the residents of our cities, providing them with jobs and economic security.
The Albany Airport is a regional asset, and as such, we interface with the region in many ways. One is through the Center for Economic Growth, the state legislators' delegation, and the Albany County Legislature. Most importantly, we interface with the entire community to demonstrate to them that the airport is a catalyst for economic development. Many projects are underway here. We're in early 1996 going to be moving forward with the new control tower foundations. The cargo facility will begin in early 1996, and most importantly, we'll be starting on the new terminal that the public is waiting for. All of these projects are destined for one thing, to demonstrate to the world and to the country that this Albany Airport is an airport that has tremendous vitality and has tremendous potential for the future growth in the region.
Real property taxation in New York is about 77% higher than the average of the nation. New York has over 1,300 assessing districts for real property taxation, whereas most states have only about 80. The capital region of New York has about 1/2% of the total population of the United States, but we have 1.5% of the total number of local units of government. These and similar facts mean that we discourage economic development in our community, and it means also that our businesses and our citizens are overtaxed. The Commission on the Capital Region wishes to do something about that. Since our organization in January of this year, we have focused on 5 functional areas: administration, economic development, land use planning, solid waste management, and transportation. Our advisory committees of experts, elected officials, and citizens have set goals for the delivery of these services by local units of government, and they are coming up with their final recommendations to the Commission. The Commission's report will come out in January, that is the draft report, for which we would like input from elected officials and citizens and corporations so that we can finally make our presentation in June of 1996 to the governor, legislature, and local units of government that will encompass recommendations from everyone for a better capital region.
Kevin and I were talking about the kinds of things that we, the center and myself, can do to help the business person in this part of the country, because there's a lot that's very unique about this region. You can't look at the national figures that tell you what the economy is doing and the direction that it's headed to get a sense of what's going on in this specific region. So we developed a group of indicators that tell us not only the state of the local economy, the regional economy, but also tell us the direction of the economy. That's very useful to the local business person and give them a sense of how they can plan their business day, how they can plan their next 3, 6, for that matter, 12 months of how they're going to operate. We've added an important dimension to that, I think, in the last couple of months, and that's our survey of consumer sentiment. The survey of consumer sentiment does just that. It sort of takes a test of what consumers are thinking about, how their expectations are, particularly relative to the national economy. And so we get a better sense as to what's going to happen to the economy in this part of the country. Tells us what their buying plans are, what they plan to buy, what they plan to hold back on their buying. This is extraordinarily useful stuff to the local business person. I'm very excited about it. It's very progressive. It's a clear example of how the center is trying to get out front and do very progressive, helpful things to the local business person. Very exciting stuff.
I believe the capital region is at an economic crossroad. The structure of our economy, and that of the nation for that matter, has fundamentally changed. On the other hand, I think there are terrific opportunities which have emerged for those regions who are prepared to focus their resources and their assets to spur business growth. To accomplish this, I think we need greater cooperation within our region for business attraction, business retention, and growth opportunities for small startups. The Center for Economic Growth, clearly in my view, is the right organization to galvanize that effort here in the Capital Region.